Hi there, Bruno here from Butter's Adventures. I want to show you guys a little rundown of Butter's gear when we go on a canoe camping trips. This is what I found to be the most efficient gear for him and us, since we get to do a lot of portages. So I'll try to go a little bit more in depth on every piece of gear he has. Let's start with the foundation of his setup. It's his life jacket. It's a level 6 life jacket. I did modifications to it because I love this rough wear pack. The thing is, it needs a specific harness to be used on the dog, so I didn't feel like changing to the harness when we get to do portages and stuff. So I added to the life jacket some clips, and I've also added clips to the actual rough wear pack, and also one extra strap that goes under the belly, so Butters can have his life jacket on in the boat permanently. His backpack and all his gear is under one of the seats in the canoe, and when we get to the portage, I just put the pouches on his back, clip it on, and he's ready to go. The pack Butters used is a rough wear palisade backpack. As I was saying, it usually comes with a harness, which we use when we go on hiking trips, but I leave the harness away when we go on canoe camping trips. And other than the clips that I've modified, I've added shock cord loops and a little cord lock on each side that allows me to put his blanket on top of him. I've recently made a pouch, a water resistant pouch for his blanket, because sometimes when it rains, I found that the blanket would get soaked with water, which would make the portaging awkward because it would be unbalanced, so the pouches of the backpack would go on either side. So hopefully on this trip we won't have that issue because I made this pouch. All right, for food and water bowls, I use these fabric bags from Roughwear as well. I love them. They're light. They've been tested, and then you know what, no problems with them. I really like this little cinch for the food. If he doesn't finish his meal in the morning, I just cinch it up, put it into his backpack, and then when we get to lunch, he'll usually finish up his meal. Strongly suggest these bowls. All right, moving on up to I guess his neck area. We have a bandana, his collar that I made him out of leather. It's got Butters written in there. I don't know if you can see it. I like this because he doesn't need to have really a bear bell. The way his metals make the jingling sound, so I can hear him. At nighttime, I do use this, I believe it's a Night Eyes dog collar. If you get one of those, I suggest you guys to tape this clear part to the base. I've lost, I think, 2 of them already. If he goes and plays around at night sometime, or during the day, if I forget to take it off in the morning, this will come unattached and you'll lose it. So that's the trick I found to prevent that from happening. Is bandana, camping with dogs bandana. It might be useless, but I also treat this bandana and his life jacket with permethrin. I always put the permethrin on the outside layer so it's not directly against his skin, just to prevent direct contact with it. I'm trying to just give him as many chances as possible for him to be bug free. Sometimes they can be pretty nasty out there, so hopefully it helps a little bit. I don't know, but that's a little trick I like to do. I also carry Pi Active for him. Sometimes in portages, I'll spray a little bit of this in my hands and just rub his head and his ears, or just put anywhere where he can't really lick himself. So I never spray him directly. I always add it to my hands first and then apply it on him. That definitely does help also for the bugs. I use this rope as a tether. Sometimes at camp or at nighttime, I like to tie him up to my hammock So I use this rope so that stays into his backpack as well. Most of the time when we're canoe camping, especially in Algonquin, there's not a lot of people, so he's most of the time off leash. I do keep his leash with me when we get to the access points and whatnot. So I like this rough wear leash with a little spring action. It's been really good for us. Food wise, I had difficulty at the beginning to keep his backpack really balanced with the two pouches. He would run and the backpack would go on one side or on the other. So I came up with this solution. He's got his daytime food bag. He's got his nighttime food bag. So Butters eats twice a day, in the morning and at night. And I try to keep the food bags really to the same weight. So I portion, let's say we're going for a week, so he's got 8 days worth of food in the pouches. So 8 mornings, 8 nights. So in the morning, at the nighttime, he'll eat his portion. In the morning, he'll eat the other portion. Therefore, these bags will be the same weight. So I keep these bags on each side of the pack. Those are water resistant pouches. Sometimes he does go into the water with his backpack to cool down and stuff. So this keeps his food dry. I really suggest this method. That's my favorite way to do it. And also get waterproof bags. That's a must almost. Much better than Ziploc bags, and these you can reuse. So these bags are solely for his food. I use the dark one for night, the green one for day, and that's how I separate. I color code my stuff. Night, Butters sleeps on this wool blanket that has also a little bit of permethrin on it. And also in the canoe, I have a Z-Lite pad that I usually kneel on when I paddle. So I'll put the Z-Lite pad on the ground, then this, and then he'll be good. It's large enough so I can basically fold it over him if it gets chilly, but normally he's fine with just that. You know, summertime, it's pretty warm at night. So that's the rundown of his pack. I'm going to show you what it looks like all loaded up, and also what it looks like loaded up on Butters. So this is what the pack looks like once it's fully loaded. It's pretty well balanced. We're going to test it out. This is what Butters looks like with his backpack. Fully loaded.